July 2023 Florida housing numbers are in, and today we are going to do a deep dive into exactly what they are so that you can make the best decisions for yourself, for your family, and for your financial bottom line. And as I always do, I'm going to start at the macro level. I'm going to start at the state of Florida and drill down into the metro and then into the cities that I service. So we're going to do a deep dive into Boca, into Delray, into Boynton Beach housing market numbers. And if you look on the screen, you can see this is June of 2023. Well, that's nice. Nobody cares. They want to know what July numbers are. And so I will do a deep dive into what they are as of today. But June is instructive, so we must know what the trends are. But to be abundantly clear, if you are shopping in another market, or really in any market, you must know what's happening as of today. Because what happened in June is an academic exercise with no economic value. No one shopping today cares about what happened in June, but everybody cares what's happening right now. And to best demonstrate what the temperature of the market is today, I listed a home on Friday in Canyon Lakes. And of course, I marketed it the right way. And of course, I priced it the right way. And while there are homes that are sitting in Canyon Lakes on the market unsold for north of 150 days, and to be clear, there's only one of them. And I've been in that home, and while it is great structurally and it's got enormous potential, it is radically overpriced relative to the condition that it's in. Ain't nobody paying a premium for a home that looks like it's 20 years old. And I've shown the home before. I know that conditionally it's a disaster. And I also know there are 3 reasons why homes don't sell: price, condition, and marketing. And so obviously when I listed the home, I ensured I did every single thing I could to give my sellers a competitive advantage and ensure we find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. And here we are 4 days later with multiple contracts that are bidding the price higher. And while no, I won't go into detail as to what the terms and conditions are, I can definitively say we found that one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. But Chris, I've watched your content and you've talked about the housing crash and impending doom that is certainly going to hit us right now. And if that is your take on what I've said over the course of the last 2 years, I would beg you to please watch with the volume on. Or turn on the captions if you're deaf, because at no point have I ever said that the housing market is going to crash, up until it does. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that I've talked about all of the risks inherent in the systems that absolutely must bring down the markets, with an S, plural. Because when the financial games and the financial music stops, there is going to be hell to pay in every market, financial, housing, or otherwise, because no market and no economy is too big to fail. Which brings us to Florida single-family home sales in June of 2023. And we're starting macro, we're going big. June 2023 closed sales are down 8% in the state of Florida. Median sales price is flat. $420 in June of 2023, $420 in June of 2022. Insert your favorite $420 joke now. But average sales price did not get high on its own supply. It's down 1%. From $595 and change in June of 2022 to $589 and change in June of 2023. Down 1% in the state of Florida. Dollar volume dropped almost 9%. Median percent of original list price received down 2.5%. Bye-bye 100%. Hello 97.5%. Time to contract up 160% from 10 days to 26 days. Welcome back to normal. Median time to sale up 38% from 50 days to 69 days. And I won't make the obvious joke. New pending sales down 3.2%. New listings, and this is a number we must pay attention to. Down 27.4%. Ain't nobody trading out of a 2 or 3% mortgage into an 8, 9, 10, 20% mortgage unless they have to. And we're going to cover distressed sales. We're going to see what the Florida Realtor Association shows in terms of bank-owned properties or short sales, REOs. Are there any distressed sellers in today's market as per the Realtor Association? Yet to be determined. I don't know, but I do know if you're looking at this from an investor perspective, I suspect you're going to find lots of opportunities that exist not in the market, off the market, at your local county auction site. There are lots of distressed sellers who are out there that are most likely going to sell while they can on the metric shit ton of equity that they have realized over the course of the last few years. But please understand, any auction, any foreclosure, any distressed sale, any forced sale that you see right now didn't start yesterday. It started several years ago. And I got an email today from a realtor organization talking about how the foreclosure market today is nothing like 2008. But what they didn't go is go back to 2004, 2005, 2006. Because if you look at today's foreclosure market, you're right, it doesn't look anything like 2008, but it looks very similar to 2004, 2005, 2006. And while most folks keep using 2008 as the reference point for foreclosures, the truth is that was not the height of the foreclosure market. That distinction belongs to 2010 because the housing market is lagging. And it takes a long time for a forced sale to be forced, which is why I am aggressively looking at the market from a different lens and offering solutions to people who are feeling financial distress today. Pending inventory is down 12.6%. And the inventory of homes sitting on the market unsold, the active listings, are up almost 14%, which translates into a month's supply of inventory uptick of damn near 50%. By 1.9 months, hello 2.8. And to be clear, 2.8 months is still a seller's market. But when analyzing inventory of supply, you must pay attention to the massive short supply of new listings, because the massive short supply of new listings is insulating prices in most markets. And in many micro markets that exist within the macro market, it's creating significant appreciation. But I will certainly cover that more thoroughly as we get into Boca, Delray, and Boynton Beach, and then more specifically in the Canyons Enclave where I live, of Canyon Trails, Canyon Lakes, Canyon Springs, and Canyon Isles. Because the right homes priced the right way are trending higher, up until they're not, which takes us to the number everybody wants to know about, which of course is distressed sales. Foreclosures in the state of Florida, REOs, are up 20.2%. And while 149 foreclosures in the state of Florida is not big enough to cause a ripple yet, a 20% uptick in foreclosures is certainly something to pay attention to. Because I know for certain there are plenty of people in my hyperlocal market that are high income earners that combined make over $1 million, but their lifestyle is more like $1.1 million or $1.2 million. And it can certainly be more aggressive than that. But if that household loses one of those incomes, well, then the financial music stops. And then there is significant distress. And I suspect if the layoffs that are coming soon are as bad as I think they're going to be, I suspect there are going to be lots of distressed sellers that all hit the market right around the same time. And supply and demand will always dictate price. But please keep in mind, it only took 8 to 10% of the overall market to be in distress nationally to drive prices down significantly. That felt like the bubble burst, and there was tremendous pain and tremendous fear inherent in the consumer. People were terrified to buy homes because no one wants to play the catch a falling knife game. But anyone who was opportunistic and was positioned the right way to take advantage of the market when the market was perceived to be weak or there was blood in the streets made a fortune over the next 20 years. And I know my math is a little bit off. It wasn't exactly 20 years, but it was damn close. And everybody knows I like to round up. And short sales in the state of Florida were down 35%. So we've got a mixed bag of distressed sales happening in the state of Florida as of June 2023, which takes us to Delray Beach, June 2023 single family homes numbers. Closed sales are down 20.5%. Median sales price is down 3.6% from $825 to $795. Average sales price is on the uptick, up 4.4% from 1.245 to 1.3 and change. 4.4% appreciation in June. We're going to look at July so that you know exactly what's happening now. So please keep watching if you want to know what's happening in Delray, Boca, and Boynton Beach right now. Percent of original list price received is down 3.6%. Median time to contract up 74%, 40 days versus 23. Welcome back to normal. Pending sales are up 23.6% from 72 in June of 2022 to 89 as of June 2023. New listings down 32.5%. That is a big hit on the supply side. Inventory of homes for sale down 5.1%. Ain't nobody looking to trade out of a 2 or 3% mortgage into an 8, 9, 10, 20% mortgage. They're not going to do it unless they have to. And that is coming soon. And the month supply of inventory in June is on the uptick, up almost 18%. Goodbye 2.8 months. Hello 3.3 months. That tells me that buyers have more leverage and more choices when shopping in Delray Beach. But for anybody who is waiting for mortgage interest rates to come back down to 5%, please understand that if that happens, and I suspect it is likely to happen because I suspect the government is going to do what they must in order to have something positive during election season. If and when they do that, I can tell you home prices are going to skyrocket in Delray, Boynton, and Boca, and everywhere else too. Because the pent-up demand that exists within the state of Florida is enormous, which is a long way of getting to. If you're waiting for 5%, just know you're likely going to pay 10, 20, 30% more than you are today. And if you think the last bubble was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. But Chris, that was June and we're in July. In fact, we're at the end of July. What does July look like? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I will share. July numbers are on the uptick in terms of average active sales price, up 8.8%. But what sellers want and what they get are two very different things. The average sold price so far in July, as of July 23rd, is down 12.1%. Because in June, during the same time period, the average sold price was 1.317. And so far in July, the average sold price is 1.157, down 12.1%. But if you look at the current versus the same month a year ago, average sold price is on the uptick. It's up 10.1%. And if you look at the current versus previous year to date, you'll see that the average sold price is up 11%. But both of those two last stats are lagging. They're looking backwards. Nobody cares. People care about what's happening right now. And right now in Delray, the average sold price is down 12.1%. No bueno if you're thinking about selling, and muy bueno if you're thinking about buying in Delray Beach, which takes us to Boca Raton single-family home numbers in June of 2023. Closed sales are down 6.3%. Median sales price is down 3.7%. Let's call it 4. Down 4% from $949 to $913 and change. The average sales price, which I think is more instructive for most of my clients because they're shopping in those higher price point neighborhoods. And the average sales price tends to be more indicative of the product that they're shopping for. But the average sold price is on the uptick by damn near 12%, from 1.529 to 1.709. Let's just call it 1.71. That is a massive jump in June. I wonder what July will bring. Keep watching because we're going to find out. Dollar volume's up 4.7%. Percent of original list price received is on the downtick, down 4.4%. Goodbye 98%, hello 93.7. Median time to contract is up 111.5%. Goodbye 26 days, hello 55. Welcome back, Cotter, or I should say, welcome back to normal. Pending sales up 13.2%. New listings, and this is something you must pay attention to, down 34%. You can't have a big supply without new listings. And right now, new listings are in short supply everywhere because nobody wants to trade out of a 2 or 3% mortgage interest rate. Nobody wants a 7, 8, 10, 20% mortgage interest rate. Nobody's making that trade unless they're forced to sell, unless they're in distress. It's not in their best interest. And the inventory of homes for sale in Boca Raton is down 16.5%. Month supply of inventory is up 3.1%, from 3.2 months to 3.3 months. Month's supply of inventory is on the uptick. Great news if you were shopping for a home in June because you had more options. But nobody cares about what happened yesterday. What happened in July? Well, I'm glad you asked because I've been dying to tell you. And in July, current versus previous month to date, the average sold price in Boca Raton for a single family home is down 18.3%, from 1.752 to 1.432. No bueno if you were looking to cash in on the equity that you thought you had. And please understand that although you're sitting on a metric shit ton of equity, it's not real until it's realized. Period. End of story. No selly home, no cashy in on equity. And nobody wants to play the catch a falling knife game. If we look at current versus same month to date a year ago, the average sold price is on the uptick by 13.4%. And if you look at the current versus previous year to date, you'll see that average sold price is up damn near 8%. But those are lagging numbers in the rearview mirror. Nobody cares. What they should be concerned about is what's happening right now. And right now in Boca Raton, as far as single family homes are concerned, average sold price is down 18.3%. What will August bring in terms of average sold price? Yet to be determined. It's not certain. But the one thing that is certain is I will be screaming it from the mountaintop so that you can make the best decisions for yourself, for your family, and for your financial bottom line. Which takes us to Boynton Beach, and Boynton Beach is the city where I live. Closed sales, single-family homes, June 2023, were up 10.5%. Median sales price was down damn near 6%, from $549 to $517 and change. The average sales price was on the uptick by 0.1%. 0.1%, from 626 to 627 and change. Dollar volume up 10.6%. Percent of original list price received is on the downtick, down 5.3%. Bye-bye 100%, hello 94%. Welcome back to normal. Median time to contract up 133%. Bye-bye 21, hello 49 days. Pending sales up 10.2%. New listings down 31.5%. That is a short supply. And if you haven't noticed yet, there is a massive short supply of new listings, which is why I suspect we're going to see an uptick in average and median sales prices in August. Inventory of homes for sale is down 13.2%, and month's supply of inventory is flat at 2 months. The month's supply of inventory is unchanged. But despite the short supply of new listings in Boynton Beach, average sold price is down 7.3% from $633 to $587. And if we look at the current versus same month to date a year ago, you can see that the average sold price is down 4%, 3.9 to be exact, but a drop from 611 to 587. No bueno if you're thinking about selling in Boynton Beach. And if we go back a year and look at the current versus the previous year to date, you'll see that the average sold price is up 3.4%. Nobody cares about what happened in the rearview mirror. Everybody cares about what's happening as we move forward. And you can bet your sweet bippy that I remain committed to telling you the truth so that you can make the best decisions for yourself, for your family, and for your financial bottom line. Which takes us to the Canyons inventory, which takes us to what's happening right now in my hyper-local market. And what you can't help but notice is that the average sold price so far in July is down 7.2%. Now, to be clear, this is my zip code. So there are some communities that are part of this matrix that are not in the Canyons. But those communities make up only a small percentage of my zip code, and the zip code is dominated by the Canyons. But the average sold price is down 7.2%. No bueno if you're thinking about selling in the Canyons or the 33473 zip code. Because in June, during the same period, the average sold price was $1,044,000, and today it's $969,000. No bueno if you're thinking about selling. And while nobody's talked about it yet, it should be noted that there is major construction that is starting to happen soon. There is a major assisted living facility that is being built right across the street from the schools. And as a resident of Canyon Trails, I can tell you that the logistical nightmare that we haven't experienced yet is going to be a disaster because the roads can't support the traffic that we have currently. And when we add a significant chunk of new residents in these new developments, I can tell you there is going to be gridlock entering and exiting any of these communities for the next year and potentially forever. But the agricultural preserve that many of the residents here bought into the concept of having to buffer them from the outside areas, that preserve land is being sold as we speak, and there is massive development that's happening right now. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I live here too. And while no, I'm not Nostradamus and I don't have a crystal ball, I would be shocked if the home values in the Canyons don't get hit negatively by the new developments that are happening as we speak. And if we look at the current versus the same month to date a year ago, the average sold price is down 12% from 1.101 to 969. And if we look in the rearview mirror, which is irrelevant, it is an academic exercise with no economic value. It is truly pointless information. But if you're looking for a golden nugget to hold on to keep hope alive, well, look at the current versus previous year to date, and you'll see that we're on the uptick by 9.6%. Because the average sold price jumped from $926 to $1,015,000. And while that may look good on paper, please refer back to the average sold price in July being $969, because that's the number you must know about. That's the number you must pay attention to. Now, I hope you found this content valuable, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, check me out on Twitter where I can never be censored, follow me on Patreon where I go off, and check out my next video because I suspect you will love it a lot. And until next time, peace!